Hello, my name is Nicola Rousseau, and this is a slam poem I wrote. It is titled Fake Happiness. We have all been to a point in our life where we feel that things are exaggerated for no apparent reason. People saying trivial things or doing small actions that bother us more than they should, and letting that dictate how the rest of our day goes. There have been times where we all have felt that nothing could get any worse, and the current situation we are in is the worst of anybody ever. We have all felt like there's no point in continuing what we're doing, because if we do, it will just keep leading to the same amount of pain. So we seek out small ways, materialistic ways to make ourselves happier or to make ourselves feel whole. As a child, those trivial things might be playing with toys or watching TV. There are things that we do to take our minds off the things that we're struggling with, so that we can pretend like we're no longer struggling with them anymore. But the reality is they get worse the less we focus on them. As a teenager, those things could be alcohol, they could be drugs, they could be vaping, they could be going around and sleeping with a bunch of people to try and bring fulfillment to yourself because you feel as if you're not whole enough without doing that. Sometimes it gets to a point in a person's life where they say everything is so bad they decide to end their life, and that is something nobody should ever think about or even joke about. And I know we have all made the occasional joke about killing ourselves or whatever it may be, but the reality of it is it happens every day. There are people out there that are on the edge, and a comment we make or something we might say might push them over, and we would never know. It's the quiet kids. It's the kids who look perfect on the outside. It's the kids who succeed in everything. It's the kids who have family troubles. It's the kid who can't seem to find love. It's the kid who, no matter what they do, they always mess up. It's the kid that feels as if everything they do is not good enough. It doesn't matter how confident you are or whatever it may be, but the reality is everybody has something that no matter who says it or what position you're in, it is going to bother you. Due to that, we seek ways to take our minds off the reality of these situations we're trying to ignore instead of trying to fix them, because we see no way to fix them. Sometimes there's no fix. Sometimes that's just how life is. Some people cope with going through life like this, constantly seeking ways to take their mind off of what is happening instead of trying to fix it. And that is one thing you want to avoid doing, because the more you don't focus on what is wrong, the more things become wrong with the things that are already right. And if your right things become wrong, your wrong things will no longer be right, because then everything will be wrong. Nothing will be fixable, and then you'll get to a point where you give up and you say, this is enough, I am done, this is where I'm cutting it off. This can happen in any realm, in sports, in school, or even in our everyday life. This is the reason you need to be kind. This is the reason you need to be forgiving. This is the reason you need to care about other people, not what other people think of you, but how other people think of themselves. Because no matter how somebody looks on the outside, that cannot dictate any possibility how they feel on the inside. Some people have never felt forgiveness. Some people have never felt kindness. Some people have never thought of themselves in a positive manner, and that is the reason you need to. No matter your circumstance, no matter how you feel, no matter what's going on in your life, making it your mission every single day just to give one person a compliment or be kind to them and ask them how they're doing. Because a lot of people don't show up, but those things can go a long way for somebody. If I am having a difficult day and I say I am nobody and I feel like I'm ugly and I have nothing going for me, and somebody comes up to me and they say, hey, excellent job at that test, or hey, I like your outfit today. On the surface, that is just a shallow compliment with no meaning, but to somebody in that extent of that position, it means the world. It means they can keep trying. It means they can keep pushing forward and not giving up. The last thing you would want as a parent is your child coming home crying, saying that they are being bullied for how they look or how he is or how he does things. All of this is said not to change individuals, but to make people realize that the trivial things in life matter. There's no number of words or syllables or phrases that some people can relate to or put their feelings into, and that is why they go to these different things, these mere materialistic necessities. They feel like they need to be themselves good and successful. No matter how much you use them or how much you depend on them, you don't need them. I don't care if you weren't listening to any of this, but the one thing I want you to take away from this and to think about for the rest of your day or other things that you're going into is you need to watch out for these materialistic things, because some things might seem like they are innocent on the surface, but you are subconsciously doing this to get your mind off of things. You're doing these type of things so that you can forget about it, but you don't want to forget about it, because if you forget about it, then eventually things will start forgetting about you. Thank you, and that is my poem.